Hello and welcome to another episode of Dave Trippin. So for older subscribers, you may recognize Dean, aka Handsome Dean. Welcome back.
Hello.
Dean used to work alongside myself at a different school, but similar position as an ALT. And in recent time, he's now moved on to work downtown Tokyo for an international kindergarten, which is a world apart, I think we can agree. And I figured I'd get him on today to answer some questions for people who are looking to make the leap from something like a dispatch company into something that I think one of the main themes will be that it has much more responsibility. So first question, starting us off, what do you see is the major difference between working as an ALT dispatch company kind of role compared to now your homeroom teaching in this international school?
I would say that the major difference, like you say, you used the word responsibility.
Yeah.
I think obviously a lot of ALTs, some of them struggle, and I certainly struggled with, actually on the opposite side really, but a lot of ALTs struggle with the lack of responsibility.
Yes.
But this, being a homeroom teacher now, obviously my responsibility is doubled. I am the face of the parents interact with me personally. I'm kind of in charge of all of the children's after school reports.
Mm-hmm.
I have to design all of the lessons myself, offer curriculum that I design.
Yeah.
I choose the topics every month.
Yes.
So I would say that the kind of key word there and the key difference is responsibility.
Yes.
So whereas an ALT, I never saw the parents, I never had to interact with the parents.
Yeah, you are now the face of the school.
I wish. The face of my class.
Face of his class, okay, as a face of the class anyways.
Yeah.
But hugely increased responsibility.
Absolutely.
Okay, and obviously then, the next question we could ask is, what are the hours like in comparison between the two?
Yeah. I think when I was in ALT, I would work from about 8 until 4:30,
Yeah.
I think was around about
That's kind of
hours.
the standard, yeah.
Now I say I work 8 until 6. So
Okay.
it's still pretty long. I get an hour lunch break in between that.
Okay.
But sometimes it can be pretty brutal hours, but I get paid I get compensated quite well for that.
Yeah, that's another theme coming out of this. As much as for what we talk about is increased responsibility, you are making much more now.
Yes.
And whereas promotion is not something unless you've worked at one of these dispatch companies for ages, which I do not recommend when you can find better jobs.
Yeah.
You don't get promoted that much, and you, sir, have received a promotion at this new job.
Yes, I did get a
And
promotion.
within what period of time?
I've been working there for around about 6 months, and I've received this promotion as of around about 1 month ago.
Okay.
So the homeroom teacher, she actually fell pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And she basically said, I'm going to have to go off. There's a big possibility I may not go back.
Oh, really?
Okay. I was asked personally, would you like to step in and that become your class now for the future?
Okay.
So I went, yeah, no problem. So I actually got the promotion, and the starting basic wage at the place that I work, the school I work, is already more than enough, I would say, to live on in Tokyo.
Yes.
And I kind of started just above that, based on my experience and how long I've been in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I'm kind of a qualified teacher in my own country.
Yes.
So that promotion obviously comes with a new improved contract.
Yes.
So I'm earning now, a significant wage, which is obviously very nice, and I don't need to really kind of worry about my bills and my taxes, and
Yes.
I live a nice life here now. I can live quite comfortably.
And so, something else that we could talk about, as that added responsibility,
Yes.
what sort of experience would you say that you would need if you're going to land this position? Because it's different, obviously.
Yeah, it's different. I think, of course, like we always say, and both of us always say, that just the fact that you're in Japan is always good.
Yes, yes.
I know that, for instance, my school will only hire overseas candidates if they can prove that they have a teaching license in their own country.
There you go, yeah.
However, if you're domestic and you live within this country, and for argument's sake, you have 2 years teaching at a kindergarten, or 2 years teaching at a Ikaiwa, or 2 years teaching at a Shogako as an ALT, that kind of age group level, then there was kind of, you've earned your stripes, so to speak, so you would probably be considered for the role.
So the thing for this is experience.
Yeah.
For this job, it's not like the dispatch company position where you could be hired overseas, come in with no previous experience. If you want to do this, accumulate first for yourself at least a year's experience.
Yeah.
Not that you couldn't try after you had the years, like you have to get two,
Absolutely.
but these roles will not usually be offered to someone unless they've come over and are looking for a little longer term, say like 2 or 3 years or something.
Exactly.
And that you know how to run the class, because we've made the distinction now that with an ALT there exists a possibility that you could be assisting, whereas that there is none of that. Like you said, you lead it all.
I have 2 assistants, natives, which is quite difficult. I have 2 native level English assistant teachers that help me.
That help you.
That help me in the class.
Yeah. So that's a big difference. The qualifications is you need qualifications. Let's not mess around. Whereas with the ALT thing, you can come in with your degree. So search for these once you have experience. That's a big one.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's ask then, because you've done both.
Yeah.
What do you miss most about the ALT? What should people really appreciate while they're there as an ALT?
Sitting at your desk for 2.5 hours or having a whole day of no classes.
Yes. So nice.
The free time. The free time on work, I mean, I think that's really underestimated. It can be kind of like, for me, I really enjoyed that because I was able to study Japanese.
Yeah.
I was able to read a lot. I didn't just sit at my desk and do nothing.
Yeah, you made use of it.
I made use of that time, whereas now, where it's so hectic, you know, from the 8 until 6, my only time to study or my only time to kind of have that break is during my hour lunch break. So obviously I would say that I really, really miss, purely from a laziness point of view, I miss the amount of free time that you get during the day.
Yes.
Where you would have no classes and you'd already prep, for instance, or you, in some cases wouldn't even need to prep.
Yes.
So I miss that because I really did kind of utilise that time to do things for myself. Mm-hmm. So I miss that. And also, at the moment, I currently don't teach particularly old students. They're like 3 years old, or 2 to 3 years old, the kids I teach.
So you did enjoy teaching, slightly older?
So I enjoyed, because I think you could have a more adult conversation.
Yeah.
Obviously. Which is something I miss as well. So, but there's not much I miss about being an ALT, but those are a couple of things I would say, yeah.
Okay, so then on the reverse end of that, what are you enjoying most about being in this new international school setting?
I really enjoy the responsibility.
Yes.
I actually really enjoy working with the little kids, which is not something that I actually envisioned. Okay. I really enjoy working with the little kids because they're quite genki and they give you lots of hugs, which is really nice.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I would say that I really enjoy seeing stuff that I implement, like curriculum that I implement, that they get a lot out of. They really enjoy that. Like if I do like an artistic craft based on the topic of under the sea, like last week we had water bottles, right? So it's like water bottles with like sparkles and glitter and stuff like that. And I was getting them to name the different sea animals, right? Okay. And they all went home holding these magic kind of bottles, showing mum and dad. And that was really, really nice to see something like that.
So it's fulfilling. The job is fulfilling for the effort you're putting in. Job satisfaction.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about hours before. Quick question on what days of the week do you get off? Because with ALTs, it's usually predictable. You're getting like Saturday, Sunday. What's the situation with yourself?
Well, when I first went there, I got an odd day off in the week, which was Thursday.
Okay.
And I basically just was like, listen, I really don't want that. I didn't push against it, but I just said, listen, when another day becomes available, would I be eligible for that? Yeah. And I was told it would be put under consideration. You're very new, etc. But then quite a few people ended up leaving due to a variety of reasons. Pregnancy was one of them. One got married, I think. So they decided to go to different places or quit entirely. So I very quickly became what I would consider kind of a more senior member of staff. So I was offered Mondays off, and we don't work Sundays. So I do have to work the Saturdays. Okay. At a Saturday-based school that they run. But I have, I work Tuesday to Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday or so.
Okay, so you can see a little more variation.
Yeah, but as of August, when my new role becomes kind of 100% official, via contract reasons, I would say, I would get Saturday and Sunday off. So just like a normal dispatch company. So, yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Just let this go. Okay, and so a final question would be, what advice do you have for somebody who wants to get this job? Final bit.
I would say that if you weren't a qualified teacher in your own country, or you don't have a specific teaching qualification, I would say that if you're an ALT, save those lesson plans. Okay. Save those lesson plans, because this is not somewhere where you're going to get to be an assistant. Really, if you don't want that,
comes back to the responsibility.
Absolutely. I mean, I have two American girls in my class, so obviously native speakers of English, and they work under me as my assistants. They follow my lesson. I am the voice of the teacher that the children listen to.
There you go.
So I'd say my bit of advice would be save your lesson plans and get at least a couple of years experience, maybe a year's experience working in an Ikaiwa with little kids, or like a shogaku, or like a yuchuens, like a Japanese kindergarten.
Yeah, so maybe even starting at a company like Peppy Kids Club, because you like work directly with the kids, you lead more, or something like that. Just a thought.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
All right, well, thanks very much, Dean. Awesome. I hope everybody who checked this out finds it useful. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button. Of course, you'd want to subscribe to catch more awesome videos like this. Follow all the social media down below here. My contact information is down in the links if you want to get a hold of me that way, if not through the social media. And yeah, thanks again for checking this video out. We'll catch you in the next one. So, peace.